Story 1. Not giving a family engagement ring to my stepsister who got engaged before me. When my dad proposed to my mom, my paternal grandparents, also known as dad's parents, gave him a ring from their family to propose to mom with. My grandparents adored my mom and saw her as a daughter. They had 4 boys, and wanted to welcome her to the family with the ring. She treasured it, and before she died she and they had discussed my grandparents keeping it safe for me. After my mom died, my dad remarried. His second wife was upset that she wasn't offered the ring like my mom was. My grandparents explained it was being kept safe for me, as the last owner had wanted her only child, aka me, to have it. My dad's wife came into the marriage with a daughter just like dad had me. I was 9 and she was 7. We're now 22, me, and 20, her. My stepsister got engaged a few weeks ago. Her boyfriend proposed without a ring because he wanted her to pick one out. She decided to ask Dad if she could have the family engagement ring. He asked my grandparents and they said no. His wife told my grandparents it might not be me, but the ring would still be going to their granddaughter. They said not the granddaughter it was intended for, and my stepsister was not my mom's daughter, therefore she would not be entitled to it, and my mom would have hated to see it go to my stepsister. When speaking to my grandparents failed, my dad and his wife came to me. My stepsister was upset that they didn't overrule what my mom wanted. She has some abandonment issues. Her dad abandoned her, neither side of her biological family want her, and my grandparents and uncles are the only extended family she ever had, but she always felt like they favored me because of how much they loved my mom, and how often they spoke about her and about us, me and mom. Them turning her down really got her down. So my dad and his wife wanted me to make it up to her and wanted me to take the ring and then give it to her. My dad said it would mean so much to my stepsister, and while it would mean I don't get that ring, I could still get another ring and it would make a family member happy. His wife said they had both lived in my mom's shadow from day one, and this could be a time where they are not treated as secondary to my mom. She said her daughter always adored me and never saw me as a stepsister, and it hurt her that I never saw her as a sister. She said I could do this and make her feel loved like she deserves. I refused to give my stepsister the ring, and my dad and his wife told me I was being selfish and hurtful. Comment 1. NTA. I'm confused about why your stepmom and stepsister are so invested in receiving this ring when they have literally no connection to it. The ring belonged to your mother, she made it clear she would be handing it down to you. How bizarre that either of them would insist on taking that away from you, and it's even more bizarre that your father would go along with them. You've already given them your answer and you need to stand your ground on this. There is absolutely no reason for them to guilt you into giving up something that has so much sentimental value for you simply because they decided they should have it instead of you. OP comment. They see it as a connection to my dad's line. I think it bothers his wife that my mom was loved and given the ring and trusted to make a decision about what would happen next. And she feels like her daughter is being treated unfairly. I think my stepsister views it as a symbol that she's their real granddaughter as much as I am and wants to feel like they don't see us differently. Comment 2. Your mom wanted that ring to go to you, not the daughter of the random woman that your dad married after your mom passed. That ring belonged to a woman your dad's current wife never even met. It has no connection to your stepsister. It is part of your inheritance. It's a good thing your grandparents took the ring in for safekeeping. Your stepsister can go pick out her own jewelry. NTA. Story 2. Giving my daughter a name my grandma hates. I, 27F, gave birth to me and my husband's, 31M, first child almost 2 months ago. She's a perfect little girl and I was so excited to have my family meet her. I have 3 older sisters who all have kids as well. A fun tradition that my family does is to have a small get-together once the baby is about 2 to 3 months old. We don't announce the baby's name until after the birth to make it a surprise. At the little party we give the parents a bunch of little gifts that have the new baby's name on them. My grandmother always quilts a beautiful baby blanket and embroiders the baby's name. She's done this for all my sisters and cousins. The issue is the name my husband and I chose for our daughter. For context, my grandma has a unique history with her own name. She was born as Lucille, but from the time she was 8 she told every single person she met that her name was Barbara. She did this for years until even her family called her Barbara. She even got her name legally changed. When I was a child, I always asked her why she changed it. She simply said she liked Barbara better. It became a family joke, but she never seemed upset about it and always laughed with us. My husband's grandmother raised him from when he was a baby to when she passed away when he was 19. Her favorite celebrity was Lucille Ball. She and my husband used to watch I Love Lucy all the time together. He misses her very much and said that he would love to honor her in some way. Her name was Mary, but we chose to have that as our daughter's middle name. We decided that Lucy is a name we both loved and would honor his grandmother and maybe make mine chuckle a bit. After I gave birth, me and my husband were FaceTiming my entire family when we announced the name. A few of my relatives laughed and said it was cute, but my grandma was dead silent. When I asked her what was wrong, she demanded to know why I chose Lucy. I was shocked and confused. I began to try and explain, but she suddenly hung up. This greatly dampened the mood. My grandma wouldn't answer any calls from me afterwards. I asked my oldest sister, and she said that my grandma was apparently offended and thought we were mocking her. She said she's not coming to the party in a few weeks to meet my daughter in person, and that she's not giving the baby quilt to us unless we apologize and change our daughter's name. I don't know why it's escalated so much. My grandma has always been kind. I have no idea what to do. Births in my family are always celebrated and happy events, but this has ruined it. I almost feel like some of my relatives are ignoring me because they don't want to pick sides, but I don't even understand why there's a fight. Dealing with this along with my newborn has been incredibly stressful. My family is puzzled as well, but most of them are saying I shouldn't have chosen a name I knew my grandmother disliked, or at least asked her about it first. Comment 1. You asked her why she didn't like her original name. All she said was she liked Barbara better. She never gave you any indication there was a major reason she disliked it. I think Lucy is a cute variation of Lucille. I also think your grandmother is being ridiculous. If this is the hill she wants to die on, that's her choice. NTA. Comment 2. NTA. What you and your husband choose to call the Wayne is up to you. If your grandma has an issue, that's on her. Her actions, I'm guessing, come face some sort of trauma associated with her real name, but if she won't explain what that trauma is, then she can't expect you to change the Wayne's name. Keep the name you chose and leave it up to her to change her mind and see her great-grandchild, or continue to be stubborn and never meet her. Comment 3. I don't feel comfortable calling your grandmother since you stated that she probably thought you were mocking her. You can name your daughter as you like, but know that your grandmother won't want anything to do with you and your daughter. I do think you are a little since Lucy is close to Lucille, and maybe you should have talked to your grandmother about the name just to avoid this exact situation. Anyway, I'll go with nah. Story 3, refusing to pay my MIL? I, F31, gave birth to my beautiful son a week ago. Unfortunately, there were some complications, so I was only released yesterday, but I am so grateful to be home with our baby boy. When my waters initially broke, my husband, M33, and I were at home, and I happened to be standing on my bedroom carpet. Cleaning was obviously not the priority, so I threw some towels down and we left for the hospital. During the time we were in hospital, my MIL, F59, kindly offered to feed our dogs for us, and we were very appreciative of her help. It was only once we get home yesterday that I saw my MIL had left a receipt and notes stuck to the fridge, saying that she had cleaned my bedroom carpet and wanted to be reimbursed. She had also taken it upon herself to clean the rest of the house while she was at it, and all in all, would like a day's pay at $25/hour plus $200 worth of products. Now, while it was nice of her to clean my carpet and then the rest of my house, neither of us asked her to do this. My husband wrote her the following text. Hello Mom, We really appreciate your help over the last few days while my name was in the hospital. It was great having someone over to look after the dogs. We noticed your note and receipt on the fridge, and are a little upset you took it upon yourself to snoop through the house, as neither of us had told you about my name's waters breaking in the bedroom. 2. Go out and buy hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning products, and then 3. Charging us for your time and the aforementioned products. We would also like to ask where these cleaning products are, as if we are paying for them, we would certainly like to get our money's worth. When we entrusted you with the dogs, we really thought you were helping us out of the good of your heart and not giving you an opportunity to make a quick buck. We are family, and I hurt you would do something like this while my name was so unwell. My Mill immediately responded to my husband saying that she did what she did out of the kindness of her heart, and she cannot believe we would be so ungrateful. I have also received some texts from extended family members saying that Mill didn't have to help me, but did do despite her advanced age out of love. I have had to turn off my phone so that I don't have to deal with all the texts, but my husband is still getting a lot of hate from his family because we are manipulating the situation and making Mill the bad guy when she was only trying to get the house ready for the baby. I am quite upset by the whole thing, but my husband is now saying that maybe we should pay to get the extended family off our back and just enjoy this time as new parents rather than dealing with all this. I am not okay with paying him mom for anything. She sent another text to my husband earlier saying she would be happy to gift us the products, i.e. take it off our bill, but she would still like to be paid for her time given that she dealt with a biohazard. Comment 1. NTA. It's only help if the recipient actually wants it. Otherwise, it's imposing yourself on them. Charging for it is only doubling down on the problem, because now it's forcing unwanted commercial services on you. If she'd done it out of the kindness of her heart, the most she could possibly ask for is the cleaning supplies, because that's the only thing she is out financially, and I'd be giving even that the side eye. The kindness of one's heart doesn't come with a price tag. Comment 2. NTA. I hope you and your husband discuss setting up very hard boundaries with his family and protecting your child. Congrats on the new baby. Enjoy the cuddles while you can. Comment 3. NTA. It was really presumptuous of her to charge you for the cleaning. You should not pay her because this will just open the door to other demands by her, paying for babysitting, perhaps. Be sure to give her strict instructions to not take on extra work if you have to ask her to do something for you again. Story 4. Not wanting to buy a house with my wife. My wife and I have been married for about 2 years and have been renting the entire time we've been together. We've talked about buying a house together in the future, but the problem is that she can't save money. We live in a 2BR apartment because she needs one to be her walk-in closet. She has the newest iPhone, Apple Watch, AirPods, and AirPods Max. She just bought herself a Tesla while I'm driving a 2015 Honda. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. In fact, I'm perfectly okay with her spending her own money because we're both young and she deserves to enjoy her life. Recently her aunt announced that she'll be moving into a retirement community and will be selling her house. Since they are close, she offered to sell it to us before listing it. She wants $75,000 down and is willing to finance the purchase for us. Honestly, it's a good deal, but the problem is my wife has less than $500 saved, so I'll have to pay the entire $75,000. The monthly payments for the house will be more than our rent, so I'll have to cover the difference as my wife can't pay more. Then there's the yearly $6,500 in property tax which I will have to pay for myself. Lastly, the house needs a new roof which will cost $18,000. She and her aunt were talking like it's a done deal, but all I see is a bunch of money I have to pay out all on my own. I told her Friday that we should pass on this one. She kept on saying what a great deal it is and that we've always planned on getting a house to start a family. After hours of discussions, I got tired and told her we will get a house when she gets past her spending phase and starts saving phase. I pointed out all the cost I listed above and she was really hurt. She cried and said that we're supposed to be a team, then went to bed. She hasn't spoken to me since Friday night, and we're supposed to go to her parents for dinner tonight. Her aunt will be there, and I know the house thing will come up. Update. Hi all, and thanks for reading. I'm going to answer some of your questions. I'm 29 and she's 25. We both work full-time. She makes about $85,000 and I make about $150,000. Her aunt got several quotes on the roof. The roof is old, not damaged, so insurance won't cover it. I've never owned a house, so I don't know how it works, but that's what she told us. There are other things the house needs to be done to it, but the roof is the immediate need. The insurance guy said it needs to be done before the current coverage runs out and they offer new coverage. She went to a realtor and had the house appraised. She offered to sell to us below the appraised price and finance without any interest, which is why I said it's a good deal. Our rent is $1,300 a month. Comment 1. NTA, we're supposed to be a team. Look in the mirror, lady. I would propose a deal. If possible, the aunt could rent this house for a year or 2. If your wife saves enough money during this time, you may buy a house. If not, it would be a proof she's not ready to buy an expensive property. Comment 2. NTA. Your wife's idea of a team is very one-sided. If the subject of the house comes up at dinner, just say we simply cannot afford it right now. If that gets turned into a debate, don't participate and just repeat the above. Calmly. As many times as you need to. Let your wife know ahead of time so she knows that's what you're going to do. Comment 3. NTA, but it's all about the approach. Instead of grilling her on her finances and what she spends money on, perhaps tackle it like, here's what I can contribute realistically to the house if we buy it, what will be your portion? That sets things up as something you're looking at solving together versus you telling her she's not pulling your own weight.